All right, and we're live. Patrick, Matt, how are we all doing?
Good. How
Good.
are
How you
y'all?
guys doing?
Oh, we're missing a few guys. I think Trey and Andrew are working. That doesn't sound like fun. They're still working, so it's up to Patrick and I to hold down the fort tonight.
Right.
We're doing good though.
Interesting.
Like it's 2 weeks to. Well, you have kids, Matt, Patrick. No, you don't. But 2 weeks left till school, and I can't tell you how ready I am for the kids to go back to school. Like the last 2 weeks have been like drive one kid somewhere, drive another kid somewhere, drive the third kid somewhere. It's like every hour I'm out of my house, like taking one of the kids somewhere because they have camp or it's not after school activity during the summer, but their activities. So I'm ready for it to slow down a little bit.
I totally I just can't believe we're gonna hit the middle of August here this quick. Like between car stuff, travel, work, family, I just feel like I got none of the stuff I really wanted done. So actually tonight I'm at my office now. I ran home and I have a system I want to be able to put a banner on the side of my trailer.
Yeah.
So I went home and I've been meaning to do this for, I don't know, like a month. And I've had the banner and I've had the rail. So I got home, I put one side on really quick. I'm like, oh, that's perfect. It'll work how I want. Grabbed some food, came back. And then tomorrow morning, I'll probably get up early and try to finish it. And that's been my whole summer of trying to manage everything.
Well, I mean, when was the last time we had you on the show? Was that like March? That was like March, right? It was after the first event, I think.
It was towards the beginning of the season.
It feels like we had that conversation like yesterday, but no, it's August 7th. Like, yeah, where has time gone? It's just insane.
Right. And this
Sorry,
is also
Patrick. Oh, good.
No,
Sorry,
you guys might be the same. This is the point in the year where I'm like, I don't have enough days in. Like,
yeah.
Now I start scrambling because when September hits up here, you start losing events, and then I'm like, okay, if I do this, this, and this, and then if I have 2 days, I can get just enough stuff done so I can go to the track, and I'll leave the track, and I'll bring back to the office to, and I'm like, so now the scheming in my head starts.
And the bartering with the wife the drug deals with the wife to get those days. Patrick, you were going to say something. I'm sorry.
I don't even have kids, and my summer was busy, so I couldn't imagine throwing children into it. It would be awful.
Yeah, I mean it's a good time, right? Like two of them are right now off doing a musical at one of the middle schools. So we'll be going to see their performance tomorrow night, and I think a couple times this weekend. So yeah, it's enjoyable, but it gets crazy at times. It's like Chase will be 15 this year, so it's like I'm both dreading and counting down the days that he can get to his license because I'm like, oh, you can help drive the girls around to their activities. But I also have to trust you as a 16-year-old that you're not going to screw this up. So yeah, that's that.
But he could also be a parts runner.
But there's that too. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's funny. He loves coming to the track, Matt, is not interested in the least, like when I'm working on the car. Like he'll stick his head in the garage for like 2 seconds, ask me what I'm doing, and then I get oh, cool, door shuts and he's back in the house. So, I don't know where he doesn't get it from. So
my son is similar.
I'm glad to know it's not just mine.
No, mine is not.
I didn't have to be in the garage. Like I don't want to work on anything. I just want to show up and drive. But to show up and drive, you have to work on stuff.
Yeah, that's always the challenge.
Yeah.
I don't have enough disposable income to be able to do that, unfortunately. So
it'd be nice, wouldn't
it?
If we sell a couple kids.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They might get me just enough money.
Right, for an event.
Yeah, exactly. One event, depending on the car.
Right.
It's not going to be a Porsche or a nice Porsche.
Right.
Oh, so Patrick, I wanted to let you bring something up before we get kind of dig into the. Let's see. So Matt was here. We'll call the first time he was on. We can call that Data 101. We'll call this 101.5 is kind of the next one. But Did you want to cover real quick the big announcement to come out of SCCA Nationals and time attack for 2026?
Yeah, so it looks like I just saw John speaking about this in at a different podcast. It looks like, first off, they're adding some West Coast events, or I don't know if it's going to be a separate series or how they're doing it yet, but it looks like they're adding Thunder Hill, um, Button Willow, and one more. I forget the third track, but somewhere along. Oh, Washington. What's the one up there in Washington?
Oh, I was going to say the
Ridge.
Ridge.
Yeah,
Is that Washington or is that Oregon?
Oregon. One of those two. Yeah. But it's going to be
James,
the Ridge, Button Willow, and Thunder Hill.
I can see James Abs just shouting for joy right now. Or I can hear him.
So,
I can hear him across the country shouting for joy.
yeah, that's going to be pretty cool. I would be super interested in going out for at least one of those, right? Like Thunder
Yeah.
Hill sounds. I've done Thunder Hill on motorcycles. I would love to do it in a car. That sounds really, really cool.
I mean, we had the Las Vegas event this year, which has been. Have there been any other
No,
I don't know that I
Besides
consider
that,
Yeah.
that was all kind of like everything else was pretty much, East Coast kind of deal,
Yeah. I'm not a West Coast person, so I don't know if West Coasters would consider a Las Vegas event a true West Coast event, but I think, Button Willow, Thunder Hill, and the Ridge certainly seem to be West Coast events, in my opinion. So
And then
that'll be awesome. I'm excited.
I think that's gonna be really cool. They also talked about too. They've got a partner that's going to be bringing. They're actually doing it for nationals too. They're partnered with Superfly.
Okay.
They're going to bring live entertainment, a classic car show. Just bring more of a festival type of feel to the nationals this year. And then also, I think they're going to be at every event next year. So every event for the Time Trials National Tour or the Time Attack Challenge Tour next year.
So
should be partnered with Superfly.
They'll be at Pit Race here in next month for that.
Yeah, they'll be awesome. At Pit Race next month.
I mean, that's good. Bring something new to it. I like it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be fun.
I think I made the promise on the last show. I will go to Pit Race next year. I don't think I could pull it off this year, but I'll go next year. I will commit to that.
Yeah, we have 19 people from our region signed up, which is crazy. But we should have a pretty large presence there this year. It's gonna be a good time.
Yeah. I know you guys are excited.
Yeah.
Why don't we jump into some data so you can get some help with your new aim when you go up there in just under a month?
Yeah, and that's why I asked you to reach out to Matt, and I wanted to ask Matt. I had a really hard time setting up my new aim. Trey helped me purchase the equipment and get everything wired into the car, but I went in for the first time by myself without Trey, and I opened up Race Studio 3, and I had the toughest time. So if you could walk us through kind of a Race Studio 3 brand new install type of setup, any advice that you have, common hangups with reviewing data, I mean, anything that you want to share with us would be awesome, because I'm completely new to this.
Okay, cool. And then did you have trouble on the configuration or the analysis, or just the whole thing?
Yeah, Trey loaded a config into my aim, so he set up what all data he's pulling off of the Haltech can. So I think we're logging all kinds of things, right? But I come from a Garmin before this, which was just a handheld unit. I pull it out and I read through data. So mainly opening up Race Studio 3, connecting to my aim when I'm at the track and getting quick info while I'm at an event to be able to review longitudinal G's maybe, or V-mins, or basic quick glance info to kind of review at the event.
Okay. Definitely, we can do that. So let me start sharing my screen.
Okay.
And do you guys think most people watch or listen?
I know that I'm going to, like, when we get off of here, I'm going to go back and watch this when I get done.
Okay.
So yeah.
I think we get both, but I think for this one we'll definitely have people come back and and watch.
Okay, cool. So I'll try to describe it enough so everyone can get it, and then when you watch it, it'll help out too.
Okay.
So you guys can see my screen now?
Not yet.
Not yet, no sir.
It says
Make sure you click that.
present. It says it's sharing my screen. Let's see.
Oh, let me try this. There we go. Sorry, I had to add it to the stage. I apologize, Matt.
No problem. Okay, so now you guys can see
it's a layer 8 issue.
When you open Ray Studio 3, it's going to have the AIM graphic here, and I put mine. But I'll show you how to put that so it's whatever you want when you open it up.
Okay.
The first thing I tell everybody to do with Ray Studio 3 is you can see, and hopefully this works. Oh, it doesn't work when I'm streaming. Okay. Up here in the top right, there's a cloud icon, and mine's blue with the down arrow because I'm online, so it turns blue. And if there's a down arrow there, it means there's some sort of update. And the easiest thing we do is click on it, and then it'll open up the update screen. And then in here, this is the big list of all the firmware for everything AIM makes that needs it. And then at the top is the software. So here you can see there's a new version of software. I should download it and install it, and I'll do that later. I'm not going to do it now, so you don't have to watch my computer run just to update stuff.
Yes.
But you would just hit download updates. It's going to download it. It's going to pop up. Say, do you want to install it? You say yes, and you're off and running.
Okay.
My situation is a little different because I work with all the products. You don't have to download all of these. You could go down just to Solo 2DL and download just the firmware for your device, but you're always going to have this arrow. And the firmware files aren't very big. I would tell you to just download everything, and then you know it's always up to date. Really easy.
Okay.
So does that part, like from the start, make sense?
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense to me. I'm following along kind of as we do this also. I've got the same thing pulled up. I'm online. Yeah, there's a new software version for Ray Studio 3. Yeah.
Yep.
That's funny because I just download the solo files and leave everything else. So I always have the, hey, you need to download something, you idiot.
Right. But then to me, I just never know. I'm like, is that the firmware I didn't want, or is that like a new version of Ray Studio 3?
Yeah. No, that's a good point. I never thought of it that way.
Yeah. And then there's this other tab here that says resources. This gets a lot of people because what AIM did to make all the downloads quicker is they separated the display resources that like are all the pages that you can have and everything from the firmware that really runs the device, because the display resources are big and that's what takes up more room versus just the firmware to run the microprocessor.
Okay.
So you'll see in here, like it'll have a red box on it, and then you can pick the one and download the resources just for that. What happens a lot of times is somebody goes to either receive a configuration from someone or to make one, and it says you don't have the resources. It's this tab that got you.
Okay.
And I won't even say you're that special that it got you, because it gets everybody at some point, me included. So that's the first thing that I do. Like when I opened Ray Studio 3, when I was doing it to get ready with you guys tonight, I looked, I was like, oh, hey, there's an update. I'll do that after. Just so I don't have computer problems or something while we're doing it, or it starts running.
Yeah.
The next thing on a new one is I tell people you go to the wrench and the screwdriver up here in the full top left. And that gives us a drop down. And the first one is what we really want, and that's language and units. The language part's easy. AIM actually has a bunch of languages here. I would lie if I'd say some of the texts don't play games on each other and change the language on you. But once you remember how to do it, it's not bad.
Okay.
This one, though, the units of measure, this drives people nuts. So the first time you open it, it's going to default to kilometers per hour, degrees
that's
Celsius.
exactly what mine does. Yeah.
Right. And then you're nuts about it.
Yeah.
So if you go into the gear or the wrench and screwdriver units, you can go in here and pick all the units that you want. Now, the flip side of this, your list is going to be much shorter because this list populates itself based on the data sets you have and what units you need. So like if you don't have a steering angle sensor, you won't have that option that you have to pick. Or if you don't have shock position, it's not going to ask you how to set it up.
Yes, sir.
So that makes your life a little bit easier as you're doing it. Some of the things you're just not going to care about, like G-force, like acceleration, you're going to want G-force, but then there's some in here that like I never like E-economy. I don't know when I had something that had that, but you can pick your megajoules to your kilowatt hours. Yeah.
Hey, Matt, quick question.
A bunch of stuff that I don't have.
Quick question for you, just because I'm looking at it. I'm looking at the resources screen on my Race Studio.
Mm-hmm.
If I only have a Solo 2, I don't have a DL. Do I still, like for the resources, I assume I can still download the Solo 2 DL or the V2 DL and install it on my regular Solo, or is there an incompatibility there because I do not have the DL?
There's an incompatibility. So yours, all your screen setup's done on the device, so you don't need to worry about that.
Okay. Got it. Perfect.
Yep.
There we go.
And if you have the off chance, like somebody's listening to this and they're one of the people that runs a Micron on a open wheel car or something, or a racing tractor, those are done on the device too, so you won't ever see those here. But like your Smarty Cam files, all that kind of stuff are in here.
I need to get a Smarty Cam too.
So we'll hop back in here. So set these, because these are the basics for all your software. So when you do your configuration, this is where the units come from. And when you open for analysis, this is where the units come from. You can change them later, but like you're never going to switch it to kilometers per hour. You just want it how you want it.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing I do. There's a couple other in here that I like to change. The next one being the data and download preferences. I always come in here and there's two parts to this one. The first one, you get to pick where the folder that it puts all your data in when you download it.
Yep.
You can see mine goes to a OneDrive. I do that because then it's automatically backed up. The data, something good or bad, you want to back it up somehow. And I know me, like I am terrible about like putting a drive in and backing up my computer. So I try to automate my life and just let the cloud services deal with it.
Okay.
And then you just accept, you're like, I don't usually delete the device. I just download from it. And then like at the beginning of the year, I'll delete everything. So I figure in the time between when I'm at the track, if my computer failed before I was at the hotel or home and it backed everything up, I can just download that little session again. So, but you don't have to, like it'll default to, oh shoot, you're making me think about it. AIM users data or something, AIM data, however that goes.
I think it's AIM users data.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I thought. So, and then in here, when it saves the folders in there, I like to have mine go by date and then racer. Because I'll do a lot of events where like I want to know, is it, you know, whatever today is, 8/7 or is it 8/8? And then who is the driver? Like that gets me enough that I know the event if I ever have to go in that folder. Chances are this doesn't matter and you'll never use it. But when you do, all you have to do is click a couple buttons, it makes your life a little bit easier.
Okay.
Same thing with the file name. I put the racer, the vehicle, and the session type. And actually I have the log file too, because sometimes I need that. But what I like here is then when you go into that date, you'll see it says Matt 914, like Matt Summit Point 914, qualifying or practice or test, whatever you want. So again, it's one that just makes it really easy to find your stuff later when you do need it. Download movies one, I don't usually change. This is one that I think a lot of people don't realize is here for the session types. I think this is important because I tried to always pick the right session type. So in 2 years, when I go look back at it, I'm like, was that a race or was it qualifying or was it a test or a practice? Because depending on who you run with, a test might be a different configuration than the practice. So in here, any type that you're going to run, I would say add it. Like if you have a warm-up session, it's always called a warm-up, then call it warm-up. And if you have a race,
the more data you have, the easier it is to sort, right?
Yeah, and then I just don't have to try to remember like what was the schedule 3 years ago when I went to Summit. I'm like, I have no idea, but if I put the stuff in here correctly, I can go through and not have to guess or try to find the schedule from 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And they give us the tools to do it. It's really easy. So yeah, I like that one. And then in here for almost any user, there's nothing you really need to worry about as an advanced area. If you wanted to, like if you were a glutton for punishment and you wanted to write your own software to analyze data, or you wanted to do something specific in Excel, you can make it so it automatically outputs CSV files or like a MATLAB file if you're super nerdy. But you don't have to. Like this is all extra, and it's usually one that people call and they say, I want to be able to do this in my sessions, and I'm like, oh, click this button.
Okay.
So go in here, set your download location if it's important to you, the naming of the files, and then the sessions.
Okay.
So are we pretty good that far?
Yeah, I'm pretty good that far. Also, too, on our end, on the presentation, it looks like it might be on a separate window. I'm still looking at the resources tab. There we go.
Yep. Okay. Yep. But did it show when I was in this window? Did it show the window or no?
No, sir, it didn't, but I was following along in my race studio.
I think it did, Matt. I think it did show. So I think we're.
Oh, okay.
I think we should be good there. Yeah.
Okay. I'm just going to change this real quick. Let me see if we can do share screen and just see. Let's try this. This is what I did. All right, then I think Kevin has to hit the button again.
Yep.
There we go. So let's see. Okay, so here is the top left is the icon with the wrench and screwdriver. And then the first option is the units of measure, and you can go through here, get them all. And then you can go back in, set your folder structure. So here's the one that you can change this to whatever you want. And you can see mine, it goes, if we just hop in one, you have date, racer, and then apparently I had no sessions that day. And it's possible it was one where I was testing in the garage and I made stuff and deleted it.
Good job, Matt.
Right. There's also just off screen. I don't know. Well, there's a cable on it. There's always an aim dash sitting next to me. There's an old school solo. It's like a mad scientist over here. But yeah, and then your session types, you can go in and it's a huge list from all kinds of testing. If you are the sort of racer that has heat races, it's got all the heats, the practice, the qualifying, everything.
Okay.
In the preferences, those are the spots that I really go to set stuff up. The one other one that you saw mine when I open it and it says trail break. If you go,
that was cool.
Yeah. So what you can do is you go into screen image options, and then here you can pick your image.
Oh.
I would tell you the size, but I don't remember it all.
Yeah.
I had to play with it a whole bunch.
Yeah, that's fine.
But then if we hit, well, it might not work while we're doing it, while we're streaming. But you can go in and select it and play with it, make it the right size. It's all pretty cool. And then you can make just whatever you want. And I guess the other one, I don't use it, but it might matter to some people, is you can make it go back to that start screen automatically after like a minute or 5 minutes. Just so if you wanted it where you walked away from your computer, sort of like a screensaver, people just wouldn't see what you were looking at.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I like when I'm somewhere, I'm either in somebody's race hauler when I have their data that they don't want people to see, or it's my data and I don't care who sees it.
Yeah.
So those are the big parts about like what I do before I set stuff up. And if you do those, you're going to be a decent way to not hating things. The gear is your first one, and this is where all your configurations are. So I don't know what this one is. It's a Solo 2DL. I'm going to open it real quick and just give you the quick rundown in case you have to change something.
Yes, sir.
Your first tab is all the built-in functions. So it's got like RPM, the G-forces, the roll, pitch, and yaw, like how fast it's rotating.
Yes, sir.
GPS, positional accuracy, speed, altitude. So super simple. Your ECU stream is whatever you're connected to. You can pick that device. I think one of you guys said Haltech.
Haltech, yes, sir.
So we can go Haltech.
TMVT.
And then you're going to see it's a huge list, right?
Yeah.
So now if some of these items don't pertain to you, like it's got 8 EGTs. If you don't use them, you can turn them off.
Yeah.
And then it's just not going to fill. It's not that you have to worry about it filling things up. It's just when you go to look through channels, it's going to be like less channels.
8,000 different channels. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Like if you don't have turbo stuff, you don't need turbo speed.
Yeah.
One that comes up with people sometimes as you're attaching to the car or you're building out a CAN network, if it's a race car, is all the current AIM devices have the CAN bus resistors are user configurable, so you can turn them on or off inside the software.
Yeah.
So if you're planning it out and other items are terminated, you can turn the termination off. If you need it to be terminated, it can be. CAN expansions are all the AIM devices. So they have the ACCs, which are analog to CAN. So you could add 4 sensors to a Solo through an ACC or channel expansion. You can also add an external GPS Pro that has the G-forces in the GPS as well.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And on Solos now as well, like if you had it mounted, say, in your gauge cluster where it really can't see the GPS is in the top part of it. The GPS is up here. Mm-hmm. If that can't see out and you don't get good GPS reception, you can put a regular GPS 09 on it as well.
Oh, okay. So it doesn't, you don't have to have it stand, it doesn't have to be on its own. It can be used with the, sorry.
Yeah, you could plug a GPS into it if you needed that extra part of it or if you wanted to.
And that channel expansion right there, is that just a CAN expansion with a power, with the right power connection threaded in, the channel expansion?
Yeah, it'll plug into that 5-pin connector on your Solo 2DL.
Oh, neat.
And then it has, if you want to see it, I can grab one. It has a harness that forks off to 4, and you plug 4 AIM sensors into it.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, and it handles all the power and the configuration. If we add one, it's super easy. So there's the harness for you.
Yeah.
And then you just tell it, channel 1, I want to connect a pressure sensor. And you could say it's a brake circuit, and I'm going to use an AIM 2000 PSI sensor. I want to measure it at 20 hertz, which is a good speed. Say okay, and then it's in.
Oh, that's so neat.
That's awesome.
That's super easy.
You could do the same thing if it was a temperature sensor. It's the same process. Like I want to have temp and say it's water temp. I'm using an AIM PT100, which is the standard one. And then you're good.
That would be a really simple way to get more channels. That's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, super simple.
Just add on like brake pressure, pretty simply.
Yeah.
I always tell people the plumbing of the brake pressure sensor is harder than hooking the sensor up.
Doing anything else. Yeah.
Right. And like you guys have my email, my phone number. Like if you have trouble, you can call me and I can walk you through this stuff. I've done it so many times, it's all memorized.
Barron's done that a few times with you, right?
Barron's big emailer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Barron's pretty sharp. He gets it pretty quick. Yeah. And then math channels. You don't really need any of these. The one that people will sometimes want, and I like, is the gear. I like to use the calculated gear, and I let the device do it, so I don't have to try to figure out gear ratios.
Yes, sir.
And then I like to do it at 20 hertz, a little bit quicker than the 10. It needs an RPM, and I use the GPS speed. 0.3 for like a regular H pattern is a pretty good speed that seems to work. And then you put in your highest gear if it's a 5 or 6 or an 8 speed.
And it'll just figure it out.
Yeah, so then what it does, it builds the table itself and says, like, if you're at this RPM and this speed, it just builds that zigzag line. And then really it knows what gear you're in.
Yeah. That would go a long ways with helping figure out gear ratio stuff too.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah. Right. And then you can look at it and go, okay, I was in 4th gear and then I tried it this time in 3rd gear. Which one was better?
Yeah. Or do I need to make a rear gear change? But yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. The next tab is the parameters. Is the hold time. One of the ones that this is nice is that it's how long on the lap it holds that static number. Like you cross start finish, then it says you did 130. It's how long that 130 stays up there.
Yeah.
And that is because like some tracks, you might have if the start finish is right before turn 1.
Yeah, like CMP where you're breaking into,
Yeah, right. Track width is one that sometimes it'll happen. The first time it happened to me was at Pocono on the full course. It wasn't the north, it was the full course. The place is like, that track's 80 feet wide.
It's huge. It's wide.
Right. So if you set start finish, like I went out to the flag stand and set it, but I drove 60 feet away, so it didn't trigger the lap.
Yeah. I had that same thing happen when we just did Pocono this past weekend. It didn't trigger a lap. So
there's 2 parts to it. When you download the data, it'll fix it automatically in Race Studio 3. Because it knows where you went and it'll correct for it. But to fix it in the device, just change this number to like 80 feet.
Yeah.
And that works great. The standard conditions to record work really well for people. And it is what I suggest to people because it's basically if it's over 500 RPM. So it's going to be anytime your car's running and when you start moving and you do over 6 miles an hour. When people change it, they don't want the small files. I always argue 2 ways. Is if, say you were sitting on grid and like you lost oil pressure and you wanted to go back and see what happened or why or whatever, it's going to record that data. The second part, if it's you taking the car out of the garage into the trailer, off the trailer, whatever, it doesn't show up as a session you're going to download and doesn't hurt anything.
Yeah.
So I'd always rather have the data than not. The only time it ends up funny, if you leave the device on and you when I had an open trailer, I think I tracked from Summit Point all the way into Pennsylvania as I drove home.
I've left mine on. I've left mine on and driven home with it. Yeah, and it's just like this.
Right. The next tab being the LED bars. You can do a couple neat things here. You can use them for shift lights. Or what I really like is the predictive lights, because what it'll do is these will light up more red or green based on if you were ahead or behind on the lap. So it gives you the predictive time, but it's visual, so you don't have to try to read a number or anything. And in here, you can go into the settings and change what that is. So if you're having a great weekend, you can leave it as 0.1. If you're having a terrible day, it might be 0.3. Depending on your skill level and everything else. It's a good way to do it. If you set it to RPM, you can go in here and change based on the RPM.
Okay.
Your display tab is the one that when I set someone's device up, I'm like, I'm going to give you something, and then you're going to hate it and change it, but it gets you started. In here, we have all the different things we can put on to display. And when you go to add it, you'll see there's 1, 2, 3, or 4 measures that you can fit on a Solo 2DO.
Mm.
And then it's as easy as going in and picking where you get your channel from, and then you can drag and drop it.
Okay.
So if you want like math channels, or I gotta scroll over. So if we go into ECU, here, that's probably another good trick for you. This will catch people sometimes, depending on the size of your screen, is you will lose these bars. I did it to myself. I thought there was a bug because I looked and I'm like, there's supposed to be another list. And they're like, oh, just skip it. Tell them what to do.
Yeah.
There's a scroll bar down here, and then you
That's
have 8
funny.
million Haltech channels, and you can just drag them up here and put what you want.
Okay.
If you have a Smarty Cam, you can go in here and set those channels.
I do, yeah.
Yep. So then you can go in, if you have like a Smarty Cam 3, set to Smarty Cam 3, and you can pick.
Yep.
So if I turned off the exhaust temps, but you could go in, put whatever temp on there, do it up. Most users don't use CAN output. I use it. I have a max ECU in my car, so I had that before I had the ECU. So I send my fuel pressure to my aim, and then the aim sends it to the max.
To the ECU. Okay.
Yep.
So you can choose if you want to pass something through.
Yep.
Or pass
you can
the
send
data
it back and forth.
Yeah.
And then once you do all that, you have to remember to save it, and then you can transmit it to your device.
Okay.
The saving is local to your computer. The transmit sends it out to the device you're using.
Okay.
So what you're really going to do, if you have it up and running, this is where you kind of want to play with and see what you like. Like in lap channels, do you like having plus or minus best? Or do you like having your predictive time?
Yeah, exactly. And like really how you had it set up before was great. Like predictive and then your best time.
Yep.
That's two really simple things. You can glance at them quickly and know, kind of where you
Right.
fell.
Yep.
Yeah.
I have it hooked up. Here is another like power user trick. Are we plugged in? Yep.
I heard something beep.
That is now, if we go, so when you download, you're going to go to AIM devices.
Yes, sir.
And then you have your device listed on the left. Like, here I have an MXP on my desk. You go to data download, and then there'll be files here.
Yep.
This is a new one that I have sitting on my desk, so there's no files in it. A couple neat things in here if you ever need them and you want to test. The live measures shows you all the channels the dash has and what they're reading out right now. So this one doesn't have anything hooked up, so it just shows you 13 volts. I can change the power supply, and it will go to 12 volts. Right. Yeah. If you go too low, it starts making funny noises. I don't have a GPS plugged into it, so it won't show any GPS. And then obviously your lap channels aren't going to do anything. Yeah. Two neat things. If you want to, say you're trying to troubleshoot something and you're in your garage and you want it to record, or you're not sure if the data is going to be right, you can click this button and it will start logging.
Cool. Okay.
And then it's kind of hard to see. It turns into a square, and then you can stop the logging. You can go over to data download, and if we
you can pull up your test file.
There's the session I just made.
Yeah.
So that's really cool when you're trying to say, like, you're setting up a Smarty Cam and you're like, how many brake PSI am I going to hit? You can record it, hit it, take it off, see it, set it up.
Yeah.
Your Wi-Fi properties, you can they come as defaulted off. You can turn it on. I usually like auto for most people. You can set up your password and go from there.
Okay.
In settings, this is one that I think is crucial, is in the channel recording. Make it so it always records your predictive lap. That's a really nice thing to have in the data, because you can look and see, like, when the driver comes in, they tell me like I was up 2 seconds and then I hit traffic. Well, I can look at it and I'm like, no, you weren't. You were up 0.2.
No, yeah, predictive is huge. I like it. I like it everywhere.
Yeah, and it's super cool in the data. And then you have to remember to hit transit. This is where you have your list of tracks.
Mm-hmm.
They naturally come with every track. I think it's in the world. You can delete them and change them. And then your button up here lets you add new tracks.
I saw that. Yeah.
Just a neat thing here is the quotes work. So like if you quote and put Watkins Glen, and then you close it, you'll get just Watkins Glen, versus if you just put in
Watkins.
Watch. There's no other place if you put in Watkins Glen, it'll come up with everything that has those in it.
Yeah.
And then you can drag and drop them or send them. You can make your own reference lap. So if you had a lap that you really wanted to be your reference, you could put that in. Or if you were an endurance team and you had a lap that you wanted your guys to always run, if you had that lap, you could put it here and then use plus or minus
that reference lap.
Yeah.
And then it gives you a delta to that reference lap, so you could try to have like a regularity.
Yeah.
The counters, you can define all of them yourself, so you can track vehicle like maintenance and stuff, and you can reset them. So that's a nice feature.
That's so cool. I had no idea that even. Yeah.
I didn't either.
Yeah. So there's 5 of them. So you can put in an oil change, a set of tires. A lot of times I'll do a year. So I'll just put in 2025 so I know how many miles I did in the year.
That's neat.
Yeah, and it's got timer too, right? So pretty cool. You can put your own logo on the device.
Yeah, I saw that.
Deal. And then this is your firmware update tab. So when you download all those other ones, you can come in here and update your device.
Yep.
Okay.
And if you have problems, it'll come in here and it'll show you up with what's going on. Yep. Like this will be stuff if you ever had trouble, they could ask you for.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the rundown on setting up your device and then connecting to it and doing some things. So does that help you out a little bit?
No, that helps out a ton.
Cool.
Just that little bit was huge. There were so many things that I didn't even realize I could configure or set, or I haven't even gotten into the actual data portion of it yet. So
yeah. Okay, cool.
That was really nice.
Yeah, so let's maybe go that way. Like, what then do you recommend? How would you recommend setting up RS3?
Simple,
to be ready to read data and be like, this is what you need to just be able to read the data, analyze how you did on track.
So when you open up Race Studio 3, it has this 3 up here. You're going to click that, and then I've got a lot of files. Like I've got almost 4,700 in here.
Damn, you have way more than I do.
A few. And this is the version that doesn't have all my sessions in it. So there's a couple ways you can pull up your data, and because as you get more of them and you want to find them, the search function up here is awesome. You can just put in Summit. It's going to pick out all the Summit data.
Okay.
You can also do a name, Matt, and it's going to give you every session I have with the Matt. A neat one, we won't go over it all. You can put iRacing data in here.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
That's cool. We'll have to
that is seriously cool. Yeah.
Yep. And Assetto Corsa, ACC, and R Factor work as well.
That's awesome.
That's so neat.
And AC. So yeah, pretty cool. I'm not a good enough sim driver. I'm probably not a good enough regular driver either, but I can't make a match, but it's a cool way to do it. Yeah. And then the other way you can filter your data is you can click on the gear up here and choose the database filters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then lock it out this way. I'll be honest, since they added the search bar up here, I don't use this way near as much. Because you can do the same thing. Like if we go into track, instead of clicking Summit Point here, I can just in one click type in Summit, and then I can't spell. I can get all my Summit data.
Oh, that's
so to me, this is just a quicker way to do it.
Yeah.
So now, this one's all video files because you can bring in your Smarty Cam. Let's see what we have for a regular session. And I'm going to grab. So you can see I was prepping for Summit Point a whole bunch before I was down there. Here we go. So this is last year down with you guys. And what you can do that's kind of nice is any of these you can sort by. So you can sort by like the time to have the earliest one, or you can go the number of laps or the best. So here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this session, and I have my data and my video in here. Mine, I have a lot of channels, so sometimes it takes a little bit longer because it's calculating all the math channels and everything else in there. And then if you have like a shock sensor and you're calculating that at 400 hertz, it's got to do it 400 times per second for every lap.
Yeah, it's a lot of data.
Yeah. What I want to do is, this is when, if I had the other computer open, there's a lot of configurability in how you make the software look at this point.
There really is. And when you first open it up, it's not exactly intuitive. Yeah.
Absolutely overwhelming. And it's going to open up to the aim profile, which is what we're looking at.
Yeah, it pretty much looks like that. Yes, sir.
This is an awesome start. It's really, really great because it was sort of built around go-karts, but it can fit cars with like a couple clicks. So here we see we've got a speed trace, and I'm just going to go in here. And one of the ones at the top of the windows, if you see a line or a dot, that's the weight of the line. So the default's 1, but so you guys can see it really well, that helps you out a little bit.
Oh,
so you can set it to 3. Right now it's big and thick. When you want that fine detail, you can go down and zoom and everything else. Then what happens is you can see, we can click on any point in the graph and the map moves around a little bit because it puts a dot.
Yep.
So you can see the dot on the map right here.
Yep.
And you can, the way I'm doing that is if you have a touch screen or a touchpad, you can pinch and zoom that way.
Yes, sir.
You know, like your regular fingers, or you can up and down arrow. Or if you have a scroll, like I have a mouse with the scroll wheel on it here, and you can just scroll
move
in and out
along the lap. Okay.
Yep. Oh yeah, just and then you can click and drag along the lap, and it moves it through the lap.
Yeah.
And then up here you can see it says GPS speed. At that point, it's 122.8. And if we want to know the fastest I went on this lap, you could click and try to find that point and try to get it like right there-ish. You can also just click on the display on that number, and it'll give you my average speed for the lap was 78.5. My minimum was 38.6, and the max was 123.5. And then it will give you a red line for the maximum and a blue line for the minimum.
Oh, that's neat. Yeah, mine doesn't show up that way. Mine just says the current GPS speed, no average, no max, no minimum.
Yep.
But I see where you can set that up at.
Just click on that button on the GPS speed, it'll pop up.
Max and min. Yeah.
Yep.
Apply and exit.
Now, does yours say in miles per hour? Or does it say kilometers?
It now says in miles per hour because as we were doing it earlier, I changed it.
Okay, so say you didn't change it. Here's another little hint. Over here, where it tells you GPS speed on the left, see the little gear icon to the left of that for settings?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah. Click that one. It's going to open up this window, And in the middle of it, we can pick our units.
Yeah, there we go.
So if you're the kind of weirdo that knows how many meters a second an unladen swallow flies, you can compare to it with meters a second.
Yeah, yes, sir.
You can also pick your decimal figures, because for some things like oil pressure, you don't really care if it's 50.1 or it's 50, right? You can tweak those. And then what's a couple neat features in here, you can set your scaling if you want in this section, or leave it automatically scaled. You can also set alarms. So say you wanted to know, we're looking at speed, when I was doing over 100 and when I was doing under 60.
Mm-hmm.
Just to make up some numbers, you can apply an exit, and then mine's chugging for a second here because there's so many data points. Because I've got suspension sensors and tire temps and brake temps and everything.
Oh, did you crash?
This is the reason why Matt has the second computer. It's not. It's just
Wah wah.
Yeah.
right.
Sad trombone.
Right, and then it didn't do what we wanted. Still thinking about it. Well, on your computer, it will then color those how you want them.
Yeah.
So it's a neat one. With speed, it's not as popular, but like say it was oil pressure or RPMs.
Mm-hmm.
You tell your co-driver, I don't want this thing over 6,000. Well, you can color everything over 6. Mm-hmm. And then when Trey comes in, you can yell at him.
And have it populated. Yeah. That's cool.
So what channel did yours default to down here? Did it give you RPM or did it give you?
It gave me engine RPM and GPS speed, I think, were the two channels that defaulted.
Yeah. Okay. So over on the top left, this is our channels tab.
Yep.
And you can click this little down arrow here and it'll list out all your channels. And now you can see why mine takes a minute to do things.
There are 8,000 different channels. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess when I was messing with this the first time, I had gone in here and clicked some things before I realized what I was doing. And I think I'd closed this whole little screen right here where the channels tab was. And I was like, how I know there's different channels to like view, different data. And I could not find it for the life of me. But then I just simply exited out and started over again.
Right.
Yeah.
And that is sort of an important feature, though, is because if you close it, you open up the session again, you go back to the same profile, it's going to look just like this again.
Yeah.
And then like mine, because of the way my data was set up, it doesn't recognize the RPM right. And this was in how I had set things up. So I got longitude, which I don't want. So if you don't want a channel in that list, you can click the X next to it and it'll just get rid of it.
Okay.
And then we can go in here and say I wanted engine RPM. I can go in and pick engine speed, click it, and it's going to put it in.
Yeah.
So for most of us, like you have a Haltech ECU, so you have throttle position. So you can go in this list. This is another one I should say. You can scroll through this list, but I hate it because I feel like the guy who works at the parts store now, and I'm like, you can just type in throttle. I search for everything in here all the time because it's so easy. So now we have RPM, throttle position, and GPS speed, but we don't really care about RPM right now, so we'll just close that one, and then we have these two.
Yep.
And then as a driver, the other big thing that we look at is if you have brake pressure, but it sounds like you don't have brake pressure yet, right?
I do not have it wired in yet. That's my next, that's my off-season project. Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. So type in LON, and you're going to see GPS. Yep. And it'll say GPS long acceleration. Click that one.
Oh.
So that's the G-forces. When you hit the brakes and the G-forces push you in the belts, negative G-force right there, right? So it's not exactly what you did with the brake, but it's pretty close
representation.
Yeah, it's a great way to look at it.
That is
So
so
now
cool.
we have something we can work with, right? And like we can look at the map and we see it. Say you're a visual learner and you're like, wouldn't it be cool if this map was colored by one of these channels? See the rainbow up above it?
Yes, sir.
Click that and then say color per channel.
Color per channel.
You can pick anything you want. It could be throttle, it could be brake.
Yeah.
Let's do longitudinal acceleration again, because that's a pretty cool one to see here. And we get to pick on me about my driving a little bit. So now we see it colored.
Yeah,
right?
that's perfect.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Remember the thing about the line and the dot to set the width?
Yep. Yes, sir.
Go
You
up
can make
here,
it
set
larger.
this thing to like 9. Look at that.
You can see your braking zones. Yeah. That's awesome.
And then it gives us a scale so we can see -1. And then in the green is the like green to yellow is the transition from like 0 to positive.
Oh, okay.
So
I can see a shift back there on the straightaway. I can see where you let off throttle and got onto brake.
Yep.
Yeah.
So this blew into 1. This is where I came off, accelerating, transition to the brake pedal. I'm braking pretty hard, right? Because I'm like 1G. But now this is what's cool. Say we want to click right in here. That brings us to that point in the data.
Right on the track. Yeah.
Yep. And then see how it goes lighter blue right here?
Yes, sir.
If we click on it, we can look at the graph and see it goes up. So that's my footwork at the downshift.
Yeah, you either had some footwork in there or something.
Yep.
Yeah. Some kind of
event. And then if we pull up RPM again.
Oh, yeah. Pull RPM, see if it's a shift.
There's my shifts, right? And it matches right up. That's my heel and toe.
Yep.
Yeah. Barron was right behind me. He kind of threw me off, so that's my excuse.
He does that.
He is. He's like that. So you can see now, and then where we transition from, kind of that green into the yellows, like I was down pretty close to that apex, right? Like that's actually better trail braking than I expected to see here. But say you're like, Matt, you got lucky. So next to the channels in the top left, we can pick our laps. And we can pick another lap and see how it compares. I like to use the laps bar. A lot of people like to use this bar on the bottom, and you can just click to turn on laps in here.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So I think this is one of the ones that's just how you like to look at things. Totally up to you. There's no right or wrong way. It's all how you like to work with the software. And what's pretty cool, when we turn on multiple laps, I'm going to make my line a little bit smaller again. And in here, we can see how the laps compare.
Oh, yeah. So you can see your maxes and mins quickly. You can see, what was different where. Just a quick.
Right.
Yeah.
So you can see in this one, my RPMs are different, right? So I used a different gear. I rode out, this was probably second. I rode third
all the way. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you were on a cool down there. Maybe not. I don't know. You were still rolling along pretty good.
Yeah.
Your line was different into one also too.
Right.
Yeah.
And you can see the braking was different. So maybe there was a pass in there or something.
Yeah.
And when you have the Smarty Camp video, you can jump over to the video and then take a look.
Okay.
So we could actually do that here because I have video before I click it. So over here is our different layouts. The one that looks like a movie clacker thing. I don't know the right name for it. If you click that one, it'll open up your video screen.
Oh, this is exactly what I wanted to see. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm missing that part of the lap. So my video file messed up. But
that seems like a convenient excuse.
So that kind of leads into a question that I had, right? Like I'm at the event, I have my Smarty Cam and my Solo 2 Duo. I want to quickly pull off data. I think what I did at Pocono was I think I just grabbed my SD card out of my SmartyCam.
Yep.
And like just threw it in the computer and was like looking through stuff real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the proper way to do that, or should I, connect via Wi-Fi to the Solo and like pull off of there? But that's not going to grab video, right? Like that's just going to be Solo data.
Correct. They're totally separate. So if you grab if you download from the Solo 2DL, you're going to get all those ECU channels and everything. If you have 100 channels in there, you're going to get 100 channels of data. No video. It's just the data.
Okay. But if I want the video also,
then if you take that SD card out and you stick it in your computer and you go from that, it's going to give you the 19 channels that go with the SmartyCam. So you're going to get your G-forces, your speed, your RPM, engine temp, throttle, brake, steering, all the basics.
Okay. Yeah, and that will most likely do for what I'm looking at during the event too.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, because we talk about video, let's see. Okay, cool. So in videos, the way I do my videos is from my SD card. In my videos folder, I have all the events that I do.
Yep.
And then I back these up once in a while and take them off. Because if you import the video, just like you would do your data, it's going to copy it into that folder that we talked about, like C, AIM, users, data.
Yes, sir. And
very quickly, you're going to have a lot of videos on your computer and no hard drive space.
Yeah.
I put them all in here. Here's my Summit. And then you can go in and just have it. And then when you want to get rid of it, you can get rid of it. If you have something you want to clip out, you can clip out and do all that.
Yeah.
Does that kind of make sense?
No, yeah, that totally makes sense.
Yeah. So for a quick analysis, to jump straight to the video, no problem. Yeah. It's a great way to do it. There's even a lot of times I see coaches use just the video for their review of a race. And if you use a service like Blaze, all you have to do is send them the SmartyCam video because then they can have all the data with it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, because it does include, 19 channels of data. Can you change those 19 channels? Like you can configure those 19 channels, right?
That is a more advanced question, but certainly is in here in the SmartyCam stream. Okay. Here's your kind of regular ones.
Yep.
It'll be a topic for a whole different video. You can go in here into advanced and then write the can stream and put anything you want in it.
Okay.
So, to give you, do we see my car here quickly?
Dominion.
I think this one might have mine. You can see everything I do makes everything crunch away. So I have an advanced stream and I send all kinds of stuff to my video because then I could put my rotor temperatures on my video.
Pilot to boost target.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because depending on what you're doing with that video or where you're sharing that video, you may want different things, right?
Yep. And now what's super cool about it, when we're in analysis, remember, let me just grab a different. That's not what I want. I want to see one. That's good. This is from somebody in a cart. But remember, your data and your video are all linked. So when you click a point in the video, it brings you in the data, it brings you to that video part.
Yeah.
And you don't have to have that item on this screen to have it in your data, because you get the full list of items.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
He doesn't have battery voltage on here, but we can click the battery voltage, and it's right here.
Yeah.
So really, you could have nothing on your SmartyCam, and you still have it here.
Yeah, it's still synchronized.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, that was huge. That video tie-in segment was really nice to learn.
Yeah. So here, like if we go back, we have kind of the map colored how we want. We get these channels up here. One of the things that becomes sort of important to me when I look at it is I like to have speed on the top all the time. So this box that shows the plot type.
Yes, sir.
And it's a green box with the like 3 rectangles to it. If you click that one, you can see you can have it overlap, mixed, tiled, or by corner. Overlapped is almost always a mess.
Yeah, that's a mess.
Because it puts them all together. The one I probably use the most is mixed. And it starts out, it doesn't look any different. But what you'll notice is in your channel views, you have all this little number next to all the channels.
Yeah. And
that's like what level we're going to put it on. So the way my head works is I usually get rid of RPM, and then I have my speed because that's the ultimate thing, and then I do go and whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's much. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Like
now, some people, another trick is if you hold control, but like if you go through and you put like throttle and brake together, you can drag these graphs to different spots. So some people will mess with the scaling and then put throttle and brake.
Throttle and brake opposing each other.
Yeah. And I'm doing this just by the scroll wheel, right? So you can have them kind of go oppose each other.
Yeah. And then if you makes sense, right? It's visually easy.
Yeah. And then if you like click at a point, here's coming into turn 1, we can see it. You can zoom into this point and you can see I lift off the throttle and the car starts to slow.
Yep.
Because my G-forces are like back to 0 and the throttle's just about closed. And then now the throttle's closed and you can see the G-forces ramp up and go across.
Yeah.
Oh, that's huge, man. That is a super nice trick.
So now we zoomed in a whole bunch, right? And you can like scroll the wheel and you're going to get it. It's going to be all messed up. There's a button with a magnifying glass and like the corners on it.
Yeah.
If you click that one, it's zoom reset. And it just brings you back to the whole lap.
Yeah. Okay.
And then we can look down here. It took us off our best lap, so we can just click back to our best lap.
Back to 4.
Right off the other one.
Yep.
So I don't know if you guys are doing this at the same time, and you're like, hey, this looks pretty cool. Like, I'd like to look at this again. So over here, do you have one that says show profiles manager window, and it's the 2 squares?
No.
Or do you have a top menu?
Hang on, let me switch back to our stream and see. Top menu.
Top menu. Okay, let me go.
I have a change analysis profile settings on the left side.
No,
and then a profile manager under there. That's not what I want.
Split report, channels report, log sheet, track map.
No. So does yours look like this and you have it on the top?
1 sec. Let me scroll back over. Yes, sir, it does.
Okay. See this button right here? So it goes the left arrow, the red X, the gear, and then the 2 square.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Click that 2 square. These are profiles. So when we set something up and we make a screen how we want, we can save that to a profile. So you can go back to it every time.
Nice.
Oh. Okay.
So what you're going to do is see the floppy disk with the plus?
Yes, sir.
Click that one. And then it's going to open up to say that's save as a new profile. And then you can call it whatever you want.
Yeah.
So type in there like doesn't stink, start here. You can see like I've got a ton of them. But now what happens if you get it all mixed up, you can click that button double click the profile over here, and it's going to open that profile again, so you're back to where you wanted to be.
Yeah, mine was just slightly different. I had to go into options and then profile manager, which is that, icon with the two windows in it. Yeah. But
and
yeah,
this is one of the hard parts
section now. Yeah.
They've added a bunch of configurability in here on how you set stuff up.
Lot. Yeah. And I think that's where I get messed up at, is like I look up like examples or try to watch somebody else doing it, and it's just slightly different, and I'm not too keen with it. Yeah.
And that's one, if I'm around my email probably way too much, like my work balance life isn't really a balance, right? Just kind of massively tilted. Take a screenshot, like give me the whole screen and send me an email. And if I'm awake, I'll reply really quick and I can tell you what to click.
Okay.
And if I'm in front of my computer, you're going to get a really, like, you might get the picture back that just has my finger pointing at something on the screen, like click here.
Yes,
but do that before you're frustrated. I'd rather have you reach out to me with a silly question than get mad, frustrated, and not be able to work with it.
Yes, sir.
That doesn't get frustrated.
So this gives you a long way to what you want. Like these three measures tell you a ton.
That's exactly, what 98% of what I want to see, right? Like, I mean, when I'm sitting down in the car between sessions, this is exactly what I want to look at. I want to go to it. I want to pull this up, and I want to do this combined view. This combined view is really great. I didn't even realize that you could do that. That is really, really nice too. And you can get so granular with it too. Like you can really see, very, very minuscule detail. That's huge.
Yeah. So let's give you a new way to zoom in here. I'm going to set this back to 1. All right. What do we want? This is a good spot right here. So see in my throttle trace, there's this lift. If we zoom in a bunch, we can click the first point. And then if we go above our graph, see where it says 1 minute, 0.684 seconds?
Yes, sir.
And then it shows us 6,813.4 feet. That's the time and the distance from start finish.
Oh, okay.
So we could click the second one, 6813, and then we go 6946. So I lifted for 130 feet, roughly.
Yeah.
Okay. And we did that math in our head, and it takes a little bit more. One of the really cool features, if we click this point, see the triangle up here?
Yeah.
That's the delta function. If you click that, and then we click a second point.
Oh, that's
awesome. You can literally see what you lost there.
Well, so here's what's super cool is it tells us I lifted here for 1.195 seconds and I covered 126.4 feet.
Yeah. You don't have to do the math.
You don't have to do the math. And then if you click more points, you can move it around and you can also drag it.
Or if you want to go number of feet through turn number 5, you can.
Yeah.
Totally. Now what's cooler, I think, say we turn on a second lap. Like let's zoom back out. So we're going to click the magnifying glass with the corners.
Yep.
Let's turn on 2 laps. Now we got something cool to check out, right? Because we get 2 different ones. And we have time compare down here on the bottom.
Yeah.
So my best lap was a 31.054. The other lap we're looking at is a 33.416. So everywhere this graph is sloping up, I lost time. So here we can see this speed trace is off. I probably caught somebody who was a little bit slower, maybe pitting in or something right there.
Yeah.
Something, yeah.
Right. If I remember right, it was definitely a guy in a silver GR86 whose name rhymes with Ron. If you can't have fun doing data, what can you do, right?
Oh, yeah.
But say we go in here and like there's some big differences in throttle applications and stuff, right? And we can see the result in how it changes those speeds. So this little bit of a speed difference down here in turn 1 gives us from like I was 0.583 behind.
On the exit, it gives you a pretty big
Like,
time jump.
Like 4/10, right?
Yeah.
That little difference in here.
Yeah,
And
so
then
cool.
Here's a good example. If we zoom in, and again on the bottom, we have our brake trace, right?
Yep.
So now we can use delta and look at it and say, for whatever reason, I was on the brakes for an extra 189 feet.
Oh yeah, that's super neat. That's
Right?
going into out of 4 into 5.
Yeah.
You are on the brake. Yeah.
Or look at it, this one. This is where I think it gets really cool. If we use the throttle, we can go when this throttle trace goes down to when this one goes down, and say I held full throttle for an extra 123 feet.
120 feet. Yeah.
It's like a whole board.
Yeah.
So cool.
That's a whole board. Yeah.
So that, I think that's one of the most
so
powerful ways to start digging into stuff a little bit, because it gives you that measurement. And if we zoom back out, maybe we go to the front straight, you can look at it and go, geez, these are pretty close, right? But still, what do we got here? Like 12 feet.
How many feet is that? 12 feet of difference. Yeah.
Yep.
Which, every foot counts, right? When
so I am told by people that worked with IndyCar engineers and put a car on the pole at the Indy 500 that a really good IndyCar driver can have that number plus or minus half a rollout. So like 3 feet.
Holy crap. So like the breaking point every single time is within 3 feet?
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's consistent.
I can't even do that with dumb luck.
Yeah, that's consistent.
Yeah.
I mean, because think about how fast that is. Like the car's, traveling at a very high rate of speed, right? 3 feet at that much speed is just a moment of time. It's
right. So what's super cool? We could go in here. We can change our units to
distance, or instead of distance,
right,
time,
feet a second or something, and come back here and see what we got. Oh, we're chugging again. But it's going to turn into something only because I know 100. It's like 150, 148%. So if you're doing 123 miles an hour, it's going to be like 180 feet a second.
Yeah. 180 feet a second.
Yeah.
Yep. There it is.
So that 12 feet, right? I don't know, 12. It's less than a tenth of a second.
Yeah, it's very
right. It's like 1/7 of a second or something.
Yeah, extremely consistent.
Yeah. But even for you as a driver, it gives you something to aim for.
Yeah, it does.
Another one that I had noticed, this event might have been the first time it started to show up. Do you notice my throttle traces?
They're like dropping off.
So my car uses an E36 throttle position sensor.
Yes, sir.
And those are known to fail, and this is one of the ways they fail.
Oh, well, there's your sign. Look, you can see it on every section. Like that one is very noticeable, but like every throttle section slopes off at the end.
Yeah, and then after this is when it starts, and then it'll do the same thing, but it's super noisy in there.
Yeah.
So you've replaced that then, right?
Yes, but it's when you do this quick part. This one I didn't know what was going on, and it was the event after this when it got really noisy. And then I researched a little bit, and everyone's like, "Oh yeah, everybody knows those go bad like that." And I'm like, "Well, I didn't."
Now you do. Yeah, now you do.
But when you get in your data, you'll start to see this, and you go like, "This isn't right."
Yeah. What the fuck? What is that?
Because it was also one of the ones where you question yourself for a moment. You go like, wait a minute, did I
Am
not?
I letting off? Yeah.
Right. And then you're like, well, I don't think I was. And then I went through and I checked the mechanical linkage and I said, is it bending or something? Is it giving
that
up?
would make sense. Yeah.
And then when it got noisy, I'm like, no, I know I had both feet pushing that gas pedal down. That was not what was going on.
Yeah.
But an easy way that you can just get some vehicle health stuff out of this.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, any data is going to help you in, like, any data is going to help you in any system that you're having to troubleshoot, right? Like voltage, whatever. Any data is going to be able to help you narrow down where the issue is, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then like I've got a lot of temps on my car, so like I can go in here and show what the oil temps do across the lap. One of the neat ones that I'm a big proponent of is track temp.
Yeah,
so you can see
about that.
how much the track temp changes.
Then you can compare track temp to lap times, and yeah. That's
even just to see, like, look at the big dip. Mine's reading in C here because we were messing around, but it changes so much through the course of a lap, and then you'll see it change. If we unsnap, we just zoom out to the whole session. You can see how much
every single time.
Yep.
Through that same spot. What is that spot? Under the bridge?
Yeah.
Yeah, under the bridge. Yeah.
Right.
Right after the bridge.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Remember, we can go
see the bridge.
Yeah.
And we can pick our color method.
Change your color method.
Yeah.
To temperature.
Track temp.
Man, Matt, thank you so much. I was really feeling overwhelmed by switching to the solo. And this has gone a very long way. It's just a little daunting at first when you first start using it, but it's really not that terrible.
It is totally
really
daunting. It's one of those ones where it's like getting in the pool that you have to jump in and start doing it a little bit, and then you are totally overwhelmed, and then you just need that little bit of help to get it going. And as like an educator, well, I was going to say, as an educator and teacher to do this, my son does get interested in data, and I gave him my old computer. We reinstalled Race Studio on it, and then I'm sitting there with an 11-year-old, and I'm like, how do I explain this to him?
Yeah.
And one of the cool things they did is this basic profile gives you the basis to start doing it.
Yeah. And Patrick, the good thing is I think you got a lot of guys in the paddock, a lot of folks in the paddock who are more than happy to sit down with you and, talk you through this as well. Plus Matt, when he's on the show or is, coming to our 3-day events.
Exactly. There's a lot of people in our region that know how to do this, but I always feel so bad pestering people like during an event or like bothering somebody on a weekend. This is the last thing I want to do, right? I'd rather become sufficient in it myself and figure out how to do it properly. And
but you
it's
gotta
the
learn
same
somehow.
process as learning to drive. When you had an instructor, you follow that instructor. Like, you probably asked that instructor like 8 million questions, like I did. Like, I bugged people for like a decade. Like, ride with me, do this. Like, how did you do that? And like on and on and on and on. And then all of a sudden you realize something, you can help the next guy and you can pay it forward. So this is a great way. You ask like the one little one, and so many times what you're stuck on is literally you're like, I want to change the color on the graph, and I'm going to tell you rainbow button, right? And you're like, oh yeah, rainbow button. So that's why, like, shoot me that email, and depending on what's going on, you'll get like a super fast. It'll just say like, click the rainbow button.
Yeah.
And it probably won't say, what is it? It probably won't say starburst, but it might. It depends on my mood.
All right. That sounds good.
But yeah, like start here and then dig in. And then what would be cool is you play with this for a while.
Yes, sir.
And do it. Like you said, you have one more event this year.
Yeah, I have one more that I'm going to drive. It's going to be the Nationals event at Pit Race.
Okay. So after that, this winter sometime when you've like noodled around the data a little bit, we'll do another one. And then it gives you a chance you're going to have a whole new set of questions. Like,
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
instead of going to be, how do I do this? You're going to be like, I wish I could. And then we'll go the next step.
All right.
I
That
love it.
sounds good.
I love it.
No, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to do this. It was very helpful for me.
Yeah, and I
Oh, no
learned
problem.
I learned a
Will
few
be
things too. So
everybody else.
I mean, I always do when I sit down for a session with Matt. So it's
Yeah.
been great.
And I'll tell you guys, like, I always learn something from it and walk away with new things, and either like how to show someone or a different way to look at it or a better explanation. So to me, it's always fun to be able to go through all that stuff.
Yeah, that was great. Well, thanks again, Matt. We're coming up on 9 o'clock, so I think we'll call it a night and let us all get back to our families.
Yeah. Again, thank you, Matt, so much for coming on. Everybody go out to trailblake.com. Talk to Matt. If you have any AIM questions, give him a holler. He's been very supportive in our region. Always helps us when you have questions. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Anytime. Thank you guys.
Buy your solos, buy your smarty cams, guys. Come on. Oh, thanks again, Matt. Appreciate it.